Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be talking about the Elite Pharmaceuticals ELTP earnings summary. Today is the 8th of July, 2024. Earnings came out last week, but we are getting to them now. We are definitely going to be looking at the bullish and the bearish parts of the company and of the earnings. So I generally follow small cap pharma. I do some games. I do a little bit of everything. So if you like what I'm doing, hey, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and thank you. Disclaimer is I own shares, and I bought it under 4 cents. So I am still loving my position with Elite, and I am really not looking for any kind of changes for it. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by your own due diligence, and any information given is valid for today, the 8th of July, and the slideshow will not be updated. But again, new news, new slideshows. Great. So what happened? So Elite had another solid quarter. There's no other way to say it. Like, it was solid. It wasn't surprising like the last one, but it was definitely solid. However, the stock reaction was mixed as shares fell during the conference call a little bit. We're going to be talking about that management really needs to work on these conference calls, in all honesty. For the quarter, the company had around $18 million in revenue, $4 million in total operating expenses, and about $3.7 million in income from operations, with net income being a little more than $3 million. So overall, super solid. You grew on revenues, you did cut some operating expenses, and you made more money than you ever made before. Company does have $7 million in cash with almost $20 million in accounts receivable. So we have not seen it generate into cash, but that is what you're going to see with smaller companies, is that you have a huge amount of accounts receivables going on. And as those accounts get received, the cash is going to go up. So again, the company is very solid. So right now they have 12 approved 12 approved generic products, plus more coming. There's 3 at the moment that we're going to talk about. The company does own an oral solid dose facility in New Jersey, minor debt and bond repayment, which is almost nothing. There was $51 million in share dilutions that went on over the last quarter. The company does have over 1 billion shares, which is why we have a almost $200 million market cap, but we're only worth a little under 20 cents. Most of this was used to pay salaries. Like, most of the share dilution was salaries. So not terrible, but, I think we're starting to have the money to be able to pay. But, moving on. The company has partnered with some drugs, and they're selling some under their the Elite name. So you have a little bit of much. As they got bigger, they were able to do that themselves. The company, of course, is beginning to target larger drugs for generics. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So what's next? So Elite has 3 ANDAs. Now, these are abbreviated new drug applications in review. These are for generics. They are normally giving a 180-day review. We have 1 ANDA for Vyvanse. I think I said that right. That was accepted in the 21st of December. So we are expecting that anytime now. So this is the next big drug for this. So it was supposed to be late June, so we are a little delayed from the 180 days, but not the worst thing in the world. 2 more without information or delayed. So again, the OxyContin has also gone over the 180-day mark, but they said that the approval is coming soon. So by the next quarter, we could have 2 new approved products. Company's expanding its manufacturing warehouse spaces. They've talked about this for a lot. This is going to help increase batch sizes, which will decrease cost, which means they can also sell more. So why is the company only 19 cents? I've spoken a lot of positives to it. Obviously, the share count is over 1 billion, which makes the market cap between 190 to 200 million. The company's only recently profitable. So let's be honest, a year ago, they were a 3 or 4 cent company and maybe a $30 or $40 million market cap. Now they're 200. So there's definitely a lot of the growth there. Of course, the company is currently selling some of its products under its own label. So as the company has become larger, it has been able to take some of its products, but some of the products are still under other labels, which do not make a lot of money. And so it's a little bit confusing to this. A majority of its sales comes from that generic version of Adderall and Adderall XR. So that is where you're making a lot of your money. So of course the fear, and if you're looking forward, is that at some point they might not have an Adderall shortage. And at that point, you might lose some money. Or you might lose some sales, not money, excuse me. So management has some work to do also with the conference calls, because God, they are terrible. Like, they just rambling, like, yeah. we need to work on the conference calls and then, of course, give us a clear path to a major stock exchange. Now, they've made mention of this. Oh, we could do a reverse split, but we're not ready. You know, I want some kind of, hey, when we hit this, this is our next steps kind of thing. That would help the stock overall. And I think they are to that point that they can do that. But what could go wrong? And the majority of its sales coming from generic versions of Adderall and Adderall XL. If we see a stabilization in the market, it could spell trouble. Currently, there are more prescriptions than pills available, which means the company does not have to be competitive in this space. The DEA raises quota on how much could be made to what they think will stop the shortages, but of course, that has not happened yet. And so that's the largest problem that you're having at the moment. And so really what's coming on is someone's like, hey, I have some Adderall, and you have 10 buyers for it. It's the easiest thing to sell in the world because everybody needs it. Most likely what happens in some generics is that you have one person who needs a prescription and 5 or 6 companies that say, hey, here's a generic for it. And you have to fight with the doctors and stuff like that. So that is not happening. Right now, there's not enough Adderall there's more prescriptions than pills. It's pretty simple. Pretty easy to sell at that point too. So again, I type this in every quarter. What is the Adderall shortage update? If it starts to look like it's changing, we will have to revisit this. So the company is still a penny stock. However, we're continuing to see this turnaround story. If we continue to see this kind of growth and stabilization, there would be a chance for a reverse split and being able to join a major market. They've said this, but they have not given us any information. If the company could hit another Adderall-like drug, the sky is the limit, and the company is well positioned for it. We do have one on the horizon that should be approved this year. That's going to be like a $5 billion drug. In generics, you don't get that much. But again, Adderall is a $1.5 billion drug. So again, positioning yourself in there in that kind of size market could be super helpful. So again, I think that's the quarter. It was solid. There definitely is still weakness that is lurking behind the company, but overall, solid quarter, solid company. I think you're still be in good shape if you buy it today. Obviously, if you're like me and you bought it when it was much cheaper, hey, congratulations. Let's keep making some money. So thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.